So how long? Oh, we on?
Yeah, fucking unfiltered and offensive. Fucking.
Do I need to turn this anyway, or is it?
It's pretty it picks up pretty good.
Should I point it towards me?
It's weird if you talk directly into it, it's good, but the sides of it actually picks up more.
So it's just how it needs to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's perfect. I usually keep it like, I don't want to be weird about it, but two fistfuls away.
Okay, alright. You got mine. But I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad you came through, man. I'm trying to get, I definitely had my eye out for, people in Wilmington that are, really put the time and the work in on,
Trying.
on everything.
Trying.
I have so much respect for, Wilmington artists that really go for it.
Same for you, man.
Thank
so you got your setup, and I hear a lot of people talking about doing podcasts these days. I've talked about doing a podcast. Everybody wants to do a podcast. It's the new wave.
It is. It really is. That's the thing right now is online, especially because of COVID and everything.
Yeah. So it went from being online to online on steroids. You have to be doing online and being creative.
It's crazy.
Figuring out new things.
You see these 12-year-old kids
with the TikTok
doing this on TikTok, and they're fucking millionaires.
That's insane, man.
And it's funny, they were talking about shutting down TikTok and everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of boomers will be like, huh, these TikTok kids got a thing coming. It's like, no, they don't. They're fine. Right. You got a thing coming.
Right. Right. Things are changing, and that's you can't tell people what they can and can't do.
That's one thing I've learned, that content is king.
Yeah, that's what I hear time and time again. I take some time to look up what do I need to be doing to be better and be more relevant to reach the goal that I'm trying to reach, which is being seen with the entertainment. And it usually comes back to a couple similar things, and one of them is content is king, and consistency.
Being relevant. That's the thing. Like I was saying, I'm gonna take a little hiatus for the holidays, but Unfiltered and Offensive isn't going anywhere. They're still gonna. I'm still putting out an episode.
I've heard not to take breaks, but if it's just for the holidays, that's it's not months.
But it's not. I won't be taking an actual break. The show will still be on every week,
which is really smart.
I might
that you do that.
I might do a couple videos or something, because I have half of my family is MAGA hat wearing lunatics, and the other half just doesn't really care.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for Thanksgiving so I can just be like, so your boy didn't make America great again, did he?
That's not.
And then just sit back and just be like, and just watch it all unfold.
A few words can fuel a lot with what's going on.
I love it. I only have to see him once a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank God.
Yeah, I feel like every family has their own, maybe dysfunctional tendencies, and mine as well. And moving away from my hometown, I feel like has brought me closer to my family.
Yeah.
It was a good thing,
They're not all up in your business and shit like that, and when they do see you, they're glad to see you.
Exactly, yeah, it's a whole different, it seems like pretty much as soon as I moved away, the whole relationship changed.
Yeah.
It was good.
I wish more of my family would move.
So are you from Wilmington?
Yeah,
that's right.
I was born and raised there.
Now I remember listening to, I believe, your stand-up where you were talking about.
Yeah, the Wilmington local. I was born at New Hanover Hospital, went to New Hanover High School, and then ended up at New Hanover Corrections.
It's a good one. It's a good one. And then your Salt Life reference.
Dude, I love that shit, man. People will be like, I'm a local. I moved here last year. I'm like, you're not. I had 5 stickers punched on my Port City Java card.
Shout out to Port City Java. That's a funny story. Port City Java is the reason why I drink coffee right now. Shout out to Port City Java. I did not drink coffee until I started, when I got into college, I ended up doing a night class, 6 to 10, 4-hour class. In between, you get your break. And when you walk out, when I walked out for the break, the only thing there is Port City Java. And it would smell so good. And
dude, when you walk in,
it draws you in. So finally, I was like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And I had one. I had an espresso drink, and then the next 2 hours of class, I was focused, I was alert, I was ready to go. So basically, ever since then,
that's why everybody likes Adderall.
Well, yeah. I stayed away from Adderall because I actually had a bad experience with Adderall.
It weirds people out.
Yeah, like this was years ago when it first started becoming popular. I had a friend and we were partying late night, and she was like, and I was like, I gotta go to sleep. I gotta work in the morning. And she's like, oh, you're good. Here, I'll give you this Adderall.
It's a miracle drug.
You take it in the morning, right? Take it in the morning. You'll be fine. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I take the pill. And I am wired for like 2 days straight. I can't sleep. I can hardly eat. Oh yeah, I'm jaw jacking. Like, I don't feel good at all.
It's not a fun high.
It's not comfortable.
It's for productivity.
Right.
And it's a tool.
Exactly.
If I want to be up and feel good, I want that cocaine.
Right. They're hand in hand. So anyway, I called her up and I was like, yo, what's going on with this? Like, what did you give me? And she's like, yeah, well.
Oh yeah, it's one of those meth pressed pills.
No, she was like, well, I gave you a 60 and I told you to split it in half. And I was like, what? You didn't tell me. You never told me to split it in half. She's like, yeah, you're supposed to split it in half. So it was just not a good experience for me. And ever since then, I've been like,
that's what the Nazis were on, man.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Fucking
crazy.
You ever heard of methadone?
Yeah, methadone. Methadone.
That's the fucking the Nazis
really
came out with that. Yeah.
And now they're giving it out to our heroin.
That's the dude. It makes me sick. Whenever I found that out, it made me fucking sick to my stomach.
It's like, hey, you're on a drug. We'll just give you a legal drug so we can get the money.
Yeah. Like a lot of it, dude. I could go so deep on this. Like a lot of the fucking war over there in the Middle East.
Absolutely.
Is about the fucking poppy fields and stuff, and
It's
like, oh, that country has a lot of poppies. Let's give them democracy.
You know what's funny? I never even heard that before. I didn't even know that. You would think that would be something that would be really talked about. They say Middle East.
They push that down.
You say Middle East, I think oil. Oh, we want the oil. Yeah. So it's like, okay, now what? There's poppy seeds.
It's like an alarming rate of the amount of narcotics that we get from over there.
Wow.
Like an alarming rate. We have soldiers, or like armed soldiers protecting those fields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure a lot of money.
Oh,
more money than I could fathom.
Dude, it's a $1 trillion industry. It's a $1 trillion industry.
Yeah, the whole.
And I'm sure like a lot of it is used for like the opioid based pills.
Right.
Here.
It's gotta come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
All these pills is a lot of pills.
Yeah. Dude, they fucking crank like I'm so glad they kinda like dialed back on it.
Yeah.
Because it was, dude, it's still out of control.
This is one of these things that I feel like future civilization will look back on and be like, and just say like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
This is what's going on? Like, sometimes.
This is going to be the slavery of, you know what I mean? Like, we look back at slavery and we're like, ugh.
Right.
Like, ugh, I wish that wouldn't have happened in America. And I feel like that's going to be the same thing 100 years down the line about the whole, like, heroin and like the drugs and shit. We'll go back and be like, we were fucked up at one time.
Yeah, it seems like we're extremely inferior. I guess inferior maybe not the word, but we're just, it seems in some ways we are very intelligent, but in some ways it seems like we're not very intelligent.
We think we're smarter than we are.
Yeah.
And we want to police the world. And I feel like, dude, now, like, it's just a matter of time before, it's going to be the United States of China.
Yeah, it's interesting that, you bring that up, because I heard something, and it's from a woman that I know, and she's from Malaysia, and she has family in China. So I feel like I can trust her word because she has a whole different insight on things, and she knows and sees things that I don't see. But what she was telling me is that with what's going on with the election, saying that Biden won, Trump lost, she said that the Chinese government is very happy, but the Chinese people are not happy. And she said the reason why is because Trump was standing up against CCTV.
That's like the only thing I really like fuck with Trump about.
Right.
Is he like, I really do. I mean,
I'm not trying to say that one.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
He's all about himself.
Right.
Anyone who thinks that they could be the leader of the free world, that's a sociopath.
Right.
Anybody who thinks that they can run the world,
right. So she
probably has no problem with murder.
Oh yeah, I mean, who knows all the shit they got going on.
And
but she was saying that the other side, and once again, I don't want to sound like I'm picking a side here or whatever, or that I'm on Trump's side, but they were saying that Trump wouldn't take money, but the other side would take money and bribes from China, and that's why they're able to get their foot in the door with what you're saying, taking over the world, which seems to be their plan. I don't know.
Disney, NBA,
right,
dude. It's
slowly but surely.
Nike, it goes on and on and on. That's why you see like, it's fucking weird when you see like what the NBA like will allow on their headbands or whatever, like BLM, like anything goes. You cannot put Free Hong Kong on there. They fucking was like, no. They're like, no. We get Chinese money. They're not cool with that. You take that shit off.
Yeah, that's a big thing too.
And it's
the whole Hong Kong situation, which I don't really know enough about.
Yeah, like I know it's like not good.
I just know it doesn't sound right.
Like
China's, you know, I don't know.
I'm like pro-human.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like you don't want people to be suffering. And,
I don't think that's a controversial thing to say.
Right.
It's you know, I really do like. I really like I like people. I like most people.
But I was watching something in China where they were showing like some of the footage when COVID was first going down, and I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but someplace the housing developments, they had a camera by the government on the front door and back door of every house, wherever it looked like a residential type area.
Yeah, that's like North Korea. They have like bugs. Like, no, it's not. It's, I think they have like a radio or something that like you have to keep on 24/7. That they listen to you, and it's so fucked up.
Yeah,
like if you say anything against the regime of North Korea, it's not just you. It's your whole entire family is gonna get stuck in them fucking prison.
Did you see the girl that escaped? Because that's like, there's this girl that escaped, and she made it to China, she made it to America, and now she's written like 3 books, and is telling her whole story and saying very similar things to what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's what I was wondering.
Dude, it is insane. Like they pretty much brainwashed the nation.
Yeah, and it was so interesting, so interesting because she tells about the education system and how they
demonize us.
They demonize Americans
like we're fucking animals.
Right, and they say this is the best place to live. We're the best. We're the elite. You don't want to live anywhere else.
What?
And then when you come to America, what do we say? This is the best place to live. We don't want to live anywhere else. This is America.
Yeah.
So it just goes back. Like I have a hard time like deciphering what's real, what's not real. What should I believe? What should I not believe? Who's telling the truth? It's a credible source. How do I know there's actually a credible source?
Much bullshit.
Is the Cancer Association a credible source?
Dude, like I said, there's so much bullshit out there.
Like I don't know.
Like I said, I can't stand the people that like their whole identity, their whole life is just consumed with politics.
Oh man.
And it's like, get a hobby.
You know what?
and I've said that ad nauseum on this show.
Yeah.
Like, if you put a MAGA hat on and you go to these rallies and you're a fucking loser. Like,
I mean,
and I think that with all disrespect. I don't care. I don't care.
With all due disrespect. Is it a way to control us?
People
is it
feel
a
part of
way
something
to keep our minds focused on something? Like, how do you feel about sports? I mean, is it kind of the same? Would you say it's similar?
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining.
I don't want to see. I think it's.
But people dive so deep into it, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong. Because,
but that's like healthy.
Well, it's not as bad as politics.
That's fun.
Right.
It's entertaining, but
right. No, it's definitely a big disconnect between the two. But
I can't stand when they have like and I'm probably gonna get some shit for this, but this covers my ass right there.
Disclaimer.
But like when they do like the breast cancer, they wear the pink shoes and they do all this shit, and it's like I'm watching sports to get away from that. Yeah. And it's like like the NFL will be like it's never okay to hit a woman, and like they're just like, motherfucker, y'all are the ones that are doing it, not me. Like,
well, I'm sure not.
I don't want to hear about it while I'm watching sports.
But I have seen some terrible footage.
Yeah, I don't want to hear from Ray Rice to not hit women.
right. But it's like it's a huge platform and it's a way to manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying for good or for bad, but I feel like
it's a distraction.
It's almost like anybody, if you get a big enough platform, somebody's potentially gonna come to your front door with a proposition, with an agenda. Yeah. You have a platform. I have an agenda. How much money do you need?
I feel. Well, I don't know. I haven't been in that situation, but I feel.
Oh, I haven't either. But
I couldn't.
If you have millions of people watching this platform.
If I already got millions of people, I don't need someone else's money. If I already got millions of viewers, I don't need your shit. Like I'm already. See, that's what kills me about the music industry. Like they don't put faith in people, and they're like, they wait till they're already blowing up, and then they fucking
right.
It's like, you know what I mean by that? And then they control them.
And then they control them.
And I couldn't expect my viewers or quote unquote fans to still respect me if I change up in any way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And go against really what I believe in and what I've been standing for this whole time. Like, unfiltered and offensive. And then I come on here and I'm like, guys, we need to stop saying. We need to stop doing.
We're too offensive here, guys.
Like, fuck that. Fuck you. Like,
we need to put some filter up here.
You can be offensive, but you can't be unfiltered. And you gotta pick one or the other.
Okay. I'll throw an interesting scenario at you. You're doing your unfiltered and offensive. Your content's getting better and better and better, but you're 10 years deep into it. Mm-hmm. And you haven't gotten that big break that one you deserve and two you've been working for. Someone comes to you and says, hey, sign this contract with me. It's a year contract. You got to play by my rules, but I'm going to put you in front of millions of people. And most likely, after our contract is done, you don't have to re-sign. But now you've been exposed to these millions of people, and it will potentially take your career to the next level. Would you do it at that point?
I won't complete creative. That's why Dave Chappelle left after the second season.
Right.
It was so good because he had full control. Like, that's why it was good, because he did it how he wanted to. Mm-hmm. And then they stepped in and they put 60, 50, whatever $1 million in his face. Right. And he was like, whoa.
I'm good.
Whoa. I mean, I'm a foreman for an electrical company. I've been doing it for 8 years. Mm-hmm. I'm fine. Yeah. This is, let's let's get real. I'm not a delusional person. This is a hobby. You know, I'm not making a living off of this. This is a hobby. I enjoy it. I do it because I love doing this. I love doing comedy.
Right.
I love fucking doing podcasts and, you know, talking to people. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. And yeah, you can smoke CBD here.
North Carolina, man. All these places legalizing, but not in C. That's another topic.
That's what really funds everything I do.
Yeah,
is I have a day job that I work very hard for, and that's what really gets me through my 9 to 5.
Right.
Is, like, yeah, this job isn't always fun, but I get to get on stage later and do what I love doing. And if I get a few bucks here and there doing it, that's fucking awesome.
Right.
But I do this because I love it.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
And I don't want to ever switch up or go against like what I believe in.
Right. That's definitely the best way to do it. And to be working while you're chasing your goals is the way to do it too. Because I've known people who have said, "Yeah, I'm not getting a job. I'm chasing my goal."
Good luck.
And that's what I'm doing nonstop. Whether I can pay my bills or where I gotta live with my friends or what.
Fuck that.
And
I like doing what I want to do.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, man. Like,
yeah, that's why I get back to the delusion. Like, people are very delusional.
Right. And even when you're good, I almost feel like actually going viral and say for me trying to say my goal is to become a big time rapper.
Yeah.
Big hip hop artist. I feel like the odds of it actually happening is similar to the lottery, similar to getting struck by lightning or getting bit by a shark. Like they're crazy odds.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love to do it.
Exactly.
It's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy writing music. I enjoy making music. I enjoy putting it out. I enjoy making YouTube videos. By the way, I'm Reef Marley. By the way, I'm Reef Marley. I make YouTube videos. No, nothing on you. I'm supposed to introduce myself.
We did get balls deep on China, man.
We just started jumping into we were already talking. Like,
yeah.
It's interesting. It's the first time we've met. I've never jumped into a conversation like this. With, kind of cold, like backstory. Yeah. I just met Hunter. Yeah. Or we just talked for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, this is my Tinder date.
basically.
Or Grindr.
Oh, that's right. They have them for who knows what other kind of.
I don't.
What other fetishes for the?
Dude, I thought I was weird, and then I had talked to this girl that does dominatrix stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm not weird at all. Oh yeah. There's some weird.
There's always weird.
There's always weird. Really stuff. I mean, I get down, women and shit, but there's stuff I've never even heard of before. It's like, you doing what with your toes?
I was thinking the same thing. I don't know. People love feet, man. People love feet. I've never been into feet. Yeah, I do appreciate when a girl is clean and she has her toes done.
Yeah, I don't want a bitch with fucking front toes that long, fucking being able to scratch her ear with them and shit.
She could snatch a salmon upstream.
Yeah. And then monkey toes.
Nah, but that's actually a sign that I would look for, and I would say, okay, homegirl's clean. She's even got her toes done. That's I feel like that's a bonus. Like that, or it's like it's a sign she takes care of herself.
Yeah, that's like when you you meet up with a chick and y'all start hooking up and shit, and you can tell she's yeah. You can tell she's clean shaven. She got matching underwear. It's oh yeah, she's with it.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you got some to come over in a fucking burlap sack, and you didn't put much effort in this. You don't like me, do you?
But then who knows what the ladies are saying about the fellas too?
Yeah, exactly. His nuts stunk.
Right. Well, came over without showering in 2 days. Come on.
Put that fucking nut cheese on my chin.
Not the nut cheese. Lord Jesus.
I will say, I appreciate so fucking much the sponsors on this show. If you guys are into gaming or like streaming anything, you know, online gaming and stuff, you really, really, really need to check out twitch.tv/the_Reaper_show. He's got his shit together. Y'all need to go play with him. Yeah. You got any new projects coming up?
Well, I like to always have something going on. So yes, what I'm working on currently.
Without giving anything away.
No, it's fine.
I'm the same way. Sometimes I like to keep things.
It depends on what it is. Like, I don't mind talking about certain things. You know what I don't like to talk about is something that I plan on doing that I haven't started yet. That's what I don't like doing.
It's like you jinx yourself almost.
Right. Well, I'm big about, like, one of my like life mottos, I guess, is actions speak louder than words.
Yep, dude.
So,
exactly.
And I feel like, say you get on the social media or you get on the podcast and you say,
you put it out there, it's out there.
Right. You're like, oh yeah, next week I'm dropping this video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you don't even have the video from your editor yet. Right. And then your editor hits you up and he's like, hey, sorry about that. Like,
I'm gonna be out of town for.
It's gonna be an extra week. So now you just hurt your credibility.
Exactly.
On, you know,
people are like, oh, you know what, whatever.
And somebody might have actually been waiting. You might think, yeah, nobody really gives a fuck. Somebody might have actually been.
That's funny you say that. When I started this podcast, I ordered all this equipment on Amazon. And this fucking thing right here was on back order and was a week behind.
Okay.
That's the only time, but I kept people, in the loop. I was like, hey, it comes with a heavy heart that I have to tell you guys.
Right.
It's going to be delayed 1 week. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But then since then, it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't like to say anything if I already already have my foot in the door.
Right.
Like, I didn't want to promote this. Speaking of this show, November 19th at the Sour Barn. It's in Ogden beside the Bojangles. Unfiltered and Offensive is producing its first stand-up show, and it's on the website. The lineup is everyone on the lineup is way fucking better than me. I'm just hosting it. But
you're hosting?
Yeah, I'm hosting the show.
That's dope.
But everybody on this lineup is fucking killer. It's only $5. Like, if you don't have $5, like, I'll give you $5.
You got like 100 people trying to get in.
But then you're indebted to me for life.
$5 goes with the price.
But yeah, dude, I'm so excited for that.
That's awesome. So when you host, so I guess it would be similar to watching any, like a roast with the host.
Yeah, exactly.
And you kind of have your little funny.
I'll go up and I'll do 5 minutes at the beginning.
Right.
5 to. I'll keep
Open
it at 5.
up.
I'll keep it a good tight 5. I got a good set for it. And then in between each comic, I'll bring them on stage and I'll, say a few. Just you gotta keep the energy going.
Right, absolutely.
That's what it's all about. You don't want to have a low energy fucking host, and it's like, hey,
you gotta be good
for this next guy. And
you gotta be good.
Yeah.
You know what I love watching is the roast, the Comedy Central roast.
Dude,
they're so good, and I didn't even know that they have been around for what,
forever.
Decades? Like
longer than that.
I didn't know it was a thing like that.
And then you had the
That's awesome.
It's not Def Jam. Something, because I mean they had Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is a fucking murderous comedian.
Oh yeah. One of the best.
A lot of people just know Jamie Foxx, from like movies and like music. Like, no, he's a fucking monster of a stand-up comic.
He's a man.
A monster.
Booty Call. The Booty Call that he's in. I swear, I think it's Booty Call.
Probably.
And it's hilarious. Oh my god. I mean, he has a lot of good movies. Obviously.
Probably Ray. Dude, he's doing the new Mike Tyson movie.
Oh.
He's gonna be Mike Tyson.
I think I saw something.
And he's the best Mike Tyson impersonator. He's got like the best story about when he like first started out in LA as a comic. Mm-hmm. That he had this like Mike Tyson joke. Mm-hmm. And he said it in the crowd. And nobody laughed at all. It was silent. Mike Tyson was in the crowd that night.
Oh no.
That's why nobody laughed. And he was like, what? This is like my funniest joke. He's like, why is nobody laughing? And he was in the fucking crowd.
That's too funny. They're like all scared.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you got like a black comic on stage and he'll tell like a racy joke and the white people are like, is it okay to laugh? Is it okay to laugh? Okay, it's okay to laugh.
Comedy's a very interesting thing.
It's starting to get fun again.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just now learning how much more there is to it than I ever realized by watching Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, dude, I
love watching Joe Rogan podcast.
Dude,
I mean, they're great.
I don't know if there is anyone out there who does more and expects nothing in return for younger upcoming comics. I mean, anybody, and it's. I have the utmost respect. Like, dude, that is my dream, is to be on that fucking show.
So many people's dream.
Because once you get on the show, like that's it. Like, fuck the Tonight Show, fuck Letterman. You get on Joe Rogan's show, you got a career.
What's your favorite one or most recent one?
Dude, I love Alex Jones. I can't help it, dude. I love Alex Jones. I know he's full of shit, but dude. I really deep down think that he's just like the best troll ever.
Yeah, and there's a talent to that these days.
It is crazy. Like, some of the stuff he says has come true and it's been real. Like the whole Little St. James thing with the Epstein and shit, and plus a lot more shit he's been writing about.
Oh, he's coming out with a book about that shit?
I don't know if he's coming out with a book, but like a lot of this, like he does that show InfoWars.
Okay.
And like a lot of the shit he says, like years before, it actually comes out to like it actually happened, and it's like, this guy's insane. Yeah. This guy's crazy, and then it's like, he was fucking right.
Well, I feel like when you're in the know, you can make more of an educated guess.
But it's crazy because like he said the whole Sandy Hook thing wasn't real, and it's like it was obvious. Like, that obviously happened. That's a lot of people like that was people died. That was an awful thing. And at the time, he was like hard into alcohol. I'm sounding like I'm defending. I am defending him. I like Alex Jones. But like he was, he's been kind of like on and off the wagon as far as like alcohol goes, and I mean anyone who like really puts their hands in the mud or like in the filth and just like is always like, you have all this information about, like, it's gonna drive you a little crazy.
I'm sure.
You know, working 20, 21 hours a day, it'll drive you crazy.
Ignorance is bliss, eh?
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm happy to be stupid.
Right.
I'm always happy. You know what I mean? Like, if I knew half the shit he knew, I'd be fucking terrified all the time.
You know, our new source of information is the internet, but I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's not on the internet.
Yeah.
That you have to be in certain places to know about, like certain rings to know about.
And that's like the dark web, and like I said, I'm so bad with like computers and internet and all that shit. Like, I'm so fucking bad with it. But I can't bring myself, because I'm such a cheap fuck, to hire anybody to do it for me. Because I'm just like, I can figure it out. And
that's another thing. We got the internet, so basically whatever you need to learn, you do it.
Yeah,
I use YouTube for so much stuff.
But luckily, there's like multiple videos, like the guy with the cut off shirt and the John Deere hat. I'm like, let's go to the next one.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing too. You never know what you're gonna get. Anybody can.
You can say whatever you want.
Well, to an extent.
Yeah.
You might get flagged.
That's like, dude, I got this. I wouldn't say it's like a new joke, but it's like some kind of shit I was riffing about on one of the last mics I did. I was saying, like, dude, I went to Five Guys, and the food was dog shit. It was extremely overpriced. And I was like, I felt like I've just been, I felt like I've been had. And I hate feeling like that. And I was like, so I've just been going around telling the guy that owns Five Guys fucks kids. Just been going around telling people that. I'm not, but it's just part of, it's part of the joke. I was like, I've just been going around telling he fucks kids. And the cool thing about nowadays is nobody fact checks shit.
Yeah, that's true.
And, dude, like I'll say that, and then it'll just plant a seed in someone's head, and they'll tell someone, and they'll tell someone. You're like, where'd you hear that? Oh, I saw it on CNN. It like that's how it works nowadays. It's the fake news and all that shit.
Misinformation.
Like I said, no one fact checks shit because there's so like you were just like bombarded with information. You're like, oh, that sounds about right. Some fucked up shit's happening right now.
And that's what's tough about the conspiracy stuff too.
The guy that owned Five Guys doesn't fuck kids, by the way. It's just a joke. I have to put that out there. He does not fuck kids.
It's an interesting joke for this day and age. Because the kids thing is dude, that joke, blowing up.
That joke actually hit really hard. Like, dude, it was really funny.
Yeah, where?
And I was about 6 Jack and Cokes deep too, so I was.
Oh, you've already used it? I thought you were working.
Oh no, like I've.
Oh, okay.
When I say I'm working out jokes, like I've already, I do it on stage.
Right, that's okay. Yeah. That's right.
I try to like tighten it up, like kind of trim the fat as far as like like okay, I can. That's a minute joke. I can trim that down to 30 minutes. So it's all about timing, and if you can trim a joke down to get more laughs per minute, dude. Like I have I'd say about 10 comics in Wilmington are like as serious as I am about it, and they send me like PDF files of like guidelines and syllabuses and shit like that like
on how to write.
It's like jokes, how to write, jokes per minute and all that shit.
So much more like
just try to fucking bang them over the head with it.
Yeah, it was Joe Rogan and Kevin Hart that I was watching, and they were talking about developing the stand-up and developing the stand-up special, and that's when I learned how much goes into it. And I guess not everybody would use the exact same way as Kevin Hart, but I'm sure it's similar where you figure, you get your whatever you want to do, and then you start trying stuff out at like local clubs.
Yeah.
And then when you find better stuff, then
when you shoot your special, you've been touring. Right. You've been perfecting that hour. You've been saying that because you go to like I said, you probably do a show every night, 6 days a week at a different city, different club, and you literally, because they're all new. You do the same set every single night for a year and a half, 6 months. However, everyone's different as far as how many specials you want to put out in a period of time. But yeah, you just bang it out for a year and just get it like polished to where it's perfect. Yeah. And Louis C.K., as much as people don't like him, Louis C.K. is a master at that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of really good comedians.
I like Louis. Dude, the last special he came out was fucking probably one of the best ones he's done. Yeah. Like, he had to put it out on his website. Netflix wasn't picking that shit up. I was gonna say, I don't think ain't nobody picking that shit up.
But I know he says the real shit, right?
And he actually brought up, dude, his last special, he actually talked about it for like 15 minutes.
Well, how they're not putting him out?
No, like the whole thing about him jerking off in front of that girl and shit. Like how he got Me Too.
Oh, he did that?
Yeah, that's why you're not here. That's why you don't see him anymore.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, you got Me Too.
Jesus.
Watch Dave Chappelle's last special, and he talks the way dude, it's one, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard, and two, it's pretty much what happened. He pulled his dick out. He's like, "Hey, everybody, I'm jerking off."
What?
And like he wasn't playing in his own green room. He was in his own green room and said, "Everybody, I'm gonna jerk off." And I guess somebody stayed around to find out. And he came on his own stomach. Like, watch the Chappelle. Watch the Chappelle's.
What the hell?
I'll actually send you the bit. I think it's like a 3 or 4 minute bit. Matter of fact, I'll have to send it to you, dude. It's so fucking funny. And like, dude, this was the thing. He was like, "Where's the threat, ladies?" He goes, I don't know of any. The guy who just came on his own stomach is the most least threatening motherfucker on the face of the earth.
Jeez. I wonder if I've actually seen that.
Dude, that seems so funny. And it was the way he said, I'm terrible at telling other people's jokes. Right. I don't like doing it.
Chappelle was just on Saturday Night Live.
He killed it. Yeah. He killed it.
I didn't watch
That's my favorite comic. Him and Doug Stanhope are my favorite 2 comics.
Yeah, Chappelle's definitely the legend.
And dude, that book on the table, Sam Talent, Running the Light.
Mm.
Dude, that book is probably one of the best books I've ever read in my fucking life. I've never had a book make me laugh, and I'm dying laughing the whole time I'm reading that book.
Cover is definitely interesting.
December, he's gonna be at the Juggling Gypsy.
Really?
Tickets are $15. That's insane. That guy has been on Comedy Central and Vice and like.
No way.
Yeah, Sam Talent, dude. He's fucking.
What is that? His
Look
real
at the
name?
people who've reviewed it on the back.
So is that his real name?
Yeah. Sam Talent. And the thing is, that's a fiction book. It talks about it. I'm definitely plugging Sam Talent's book right now, but like it talks about a comic, like an old washed up comic who's done like the Johnny Carson show and all that shit like in the 90s.
Yeah.
And he's just like a washed up old like road dog, and it follows him for like a week. It is. Anyone other than a comedian cannot write that book. It's so in depth of a working traveling comedian.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. If you weren't a comedian, you don't know that. You just don't know shit like that.
Right.
Like doing blow in the bathroom.
Right.
And then fucking a girl on the tailgate of your truck. Only comedians like, dude, it's like, and probably the same thing for you. You're an entertainer. You do performances. You know what I'm talking about. Which is one thing I wrote down. Like, I'm like just starting to scratch the surface of it, and I'm sure you've already been there and done that. The women after the shows. Bro.
What, for your comedy shows?
Yeah.
It'd be
The
like
women
that.
after the shows, it's like, it is, they just throw themselves at you. And I'm sure it's the same way when you perform.
Well, usually I will have someone with me
Oh, you bring someone.
already for the most part. But there have been some interesting times right after getting off. Like whenever I would get off stage would be like the most love that I would get. And also, one of the best feelings of performing.
It's such a high. When you go up there and crush it on stage and like you literally have hypnotized everybody here and like you are in control of this room.
Yeah, that's performing is I feel like the way that I get the most admiration, I guess, because whenever I perform, or at least it seems like I'm able to really capture people's attention. And yeah, obviously you're on stage with the microphone and the lights are on me, so yeah, you're capturing attention. But
not you have to be good, like
right. But you can tell when people are really vibing with
Yeah.
you, and whenever you put it out on social media, I guess you don't know how people feel about it, but it seems
because they weren't there.
Right. It just the performing is so much more. Is like the most effective way to get your point across. Of hey, I'm an entertainer. This is my talent. Those
are your followers. Those are the people that are gonna come back and keep watching
because they can actually see it happening in real life.
I don't care how many. Dude. I'll probably always feel this way. I don't care if I get 1 billion views on any of my podcasts. It will not touch going up on stage and like murdering that night and just like completely taking control of like the whole venue. It's
a great feeling.
It's weird,
especially when you work really hard for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like my buddy was telling me, I did a show a few weeks ago and did really good, and brought a fan home that evening.
There you go, icing on the cake.
But he told me right before I went on, he goes, just think about all the shows you did with 2 people in the crowd that already fucking hates you.
Yeah,
and
that's
you gotta
part of
do
it too.
and you gotta do 10, 15, whatever. And it is like you're gonna kill yourself up there.
Yeah.
You ever had any bad shows?
I guess it would be what you would consider would be like a bad show. Like I've definitely had shows where there was pretty much no one there. So
But you muscle through it.
well, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I think every show, no matter how many people are there, is just getting you ready for something bigger.
Yep.
And it's practice and whatever. But yeah, thank God I don't think I've ever like fallen off the stage or like.
Dude, you want to talk about a feeling that makes you want to kill yourself? Dude, like when I bomb super hard on stage.
Oh yeah,
To where it's like dead silence is worse than a fuck you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh my god, dude! Like
you
I've
gotta
had
go
like
through that.
I've had like 4 or 5 people like in the crowd, and like already, you know, like even like the host is like, "Go and give it up," and they're just like,
Right.
"Huh?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna go great."
Yeah. Yeah. It's especially as a comedian, like you feed off the crowd so much more than anything else. Like if I'm going on stage to rap, I just do my songs and get off the stage. So
but if you have a crowd that's like really feeling you're more animated.
Well, yeah, well, absolutely.
And then whatever's working, like whenever I have a tagline or a bit that hits hard, I'll keep going with it.
Right.
To where, and like I've gotten to a good point where I know I was like, all right, that's the last one I need to do. I'm not gonna it's gonna die down. If I do another one, I'm like, all right, wrap this one up.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like as a comedian, like you play off the crowd so much more, and it's like you kind of need the crowd to be able to do a stand-up.
Yeah.
You know, and so if they're not really paying attention, and then when there's such a smaller crowd, I've always felt like people a lot of times it seems like will be scared to lead. So if you come up, so if you're in a crowd of people and someone starts performing and everybody's just kind of standing there, then everybody will stand there. But if you got somebody starts performing and then they put their hands up and they're vibing to your music and they're dancing, it's like, okay, well then now the next person puts their hands up and now they're vibing.
It's like a middle school dance.
They need validation.
Who's going to be the first one to go out on that dance floor?
Right.
Because it's a middle school dance. Everyone is terrified what everyone thinks of them.
Exactly. And people need validation from others.
Who's going to do it first?
To say like,
because I don't want to look weird.
Right.
And then like, yeah.
So when you have such a small amount of people, I feel like it's just tougher for somebody to be like, oh, I'm going to be the one that's going to vibe. Or
right.
But there's more of a
because
crowd.
Like they're way more definitely people in the crowd fear what other people think way more than people performing. Because if we were cared about what people thought, we wouldn't be performing.
Right.
Really. And yeah, like you said, like they're terrified what anyone's gonna think. Like, oh, what if I'm the only one to clap?
Yeah, and it's interesting going through COVID, I'm sure. I mean, for me, but even more for you with the performances and not being able to perform or not as many people coming out or
that's why I started this.
Not as many people allowed to come out.
I hate when they told I had to get a cap of 40 people. Yeah, like that's why I was like, y'all need to buy tickets online. Like I will send people off. Like I have a cap of 40 people. That's what the general manager of the South Farm, because just in case if it rains or if it's too cold.
I heard that we're about to cut back down. I just heard that on the radio that we're about to cut back down. Where I guess we're still at phase 3, but we're taking a step back until like December 5th or something like that.
When is it starting?
I don't know. I guess soon.
Fuck, man.
And
it's a week. My show's a week from tomorrow.
They were saying that gatherings are going back down to like 10 unless special permission or something like that. I'd have to hear it again. But yeah, I just heard that on the radio.
Dude, that's like, yeah, like the only place that was open was bizarre.
Right, they stayed open. And I was thinking about contacting them to do a show.
Do it, dude. Fucking. Do you want? I'll give you his number.
Oh,
I'll talk to him. I'm gonna see him on Monday. I'll talk to him, and I'll give him your information. Whatever you want me to do.
yeah. See, I have to put more thought into it because if everything is rolling back.
I mean, like I said, dude. He loves getting any kind of, if you're gonna bring a crowd, he fucking loves it because that's alcohol sales.
Yeah.
And you already have a fucking.
I've done shows.
You already have a good sized following, dude. You can.
I've done shows there before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good spot.
When it was Juggling Gypsy.
It's way better now.
Really?
Way better now, dude.
I need to check
that was smooth.
because I live right by there, so I pass by it like all the time.
But the last show I did, see, to me, the Gypsy was kind of weird. You never knew who you were gonna get. You never knew who you were gonna get. As far as the crowd, but now, like like the paid shows that they do once a month that I just did a couple weeks ago, dude, like there's a good sized crowd and it's all like there were some baddies there. Like I was like, whoa, this is new for the Gypsy, and they weren't like the weird ones. That sounds bad. I'm weird too, but.
Yeah,
they had some people that were fucking out there, but dude, now it's like you get like it's like okay,
that's interesting, man. Yeah, I'd like to check it out because I haven't been there in a long time.
Dude, come on, I'm telling you, man, you should do like a few songs on like a Monday, dude. There's a few rappers.
Oh, they have the open mic, right?
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Dude, there's a few rappers that go up there and do it. They have a full like you can plug, the
cordless mics.
They got everything.
They have cordless mics.
No, they have like actual. I mean, you could probably bring one and do a cordless one if you wanted, but
the only
it's hard. It's probably harder, rapping than it is doing stand up with a corded mic.
Yeah, well, we had the reason why there was sometimes some issues with the cords, so
that's why I get these XLRs.
Yeah,
they lock in. They ain't fucking coming out.
Yeah, no, this is straight. You don't have to depending on how, active you are, if you're trying to be hype and you're fucking hopping around.
Dude, I can actually see, because there's that's really all that's keeping it. It's that pin right there. So I can see if you're gripping it in a certain way and fucking, I can see that.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can, it's not a deal breaker. If you got the cord, you go with the cord.
Dude, I'm pretty sure if you brought a cordless mic, they were like, I don't give a fuck. Do it.
Do
whatever you want. You're the performer. Do whatever the fuck you want. It's an open mic. Pull your fucking dick out. I mean, might not go well, but it'd be okay. I'm kidding. Don't do that when you go.
No, don't worry. I wouldn't do that. Be a sex offender.
You're on the sideline. You're on the side like, so how'd that go?
Did I kill it?
Yeah.
People are still
just horrified. Like, what?
Jesus.
Dude, there's been crazier shit there.
I'm sure.
It's kind of like Ibiza. It's like a no holds barred. Like I've been to Ibiza with some of my gay friends, and I saw a dude eating dude's ass. And I'm like, oh, it's like that up in here.
God.
It's like that up in here. Oh, okay.
Shit. I didn't see anything downtown, anything like that downtown Wilmington, but I'm sure it goes down.
I like hanging out with the freaks and the weirdos, man. They're most entertaining, most interesting, and they don't give a fuck what people think about them. And that's people I like,
Yeah,
I don't judge nobody.
I've been to Ibiza a few times, and what I like about Ibiza is the girls are so much more comfortable there, so there's, I guess, more loose.
Yeah, they'll come up and
more
come over and shake their ass on you and shit like that.
Yeah, it just seems like they're.
And then when you go out to one of the bigger clubs in downtown Wilmington, you're like, now in this day and age, I need to be careful. You know what I mean by that?
Things are so different now too. I don't even go out. I used to go out all the time. But honestly, since COVID hit, I mean, things are shut down by 11.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I don't know. I just don't really go out anymore like I did before. I guess my time to drink would be from like 11 to 2.
Yeah.
That's when I would drink.
See, I like to drink around like 5 to 9.
Fine. Well, yeah, I guess it depends on your work schedule.
Yeah, because I wake up early every day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I usually go to fucking bed late every
Right.
day. And it, like, especially the past few months or so, like, yeah, like, the people that are just like, oh, you're not making, like, you're not making a career at it yet? I see people on TV, I'm like, you don't get it. I'm like, you don't get it. You just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is fucking hard.
It's extremely tough.
Because if everyone would fucking do it.
Yeah.
If you could put 6 months in and then be fucking, you know, Kesha.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone would do it.
Well, I feel like this is kind of, it's like a boom right now because we have the internet. So now people are able to do these things like this. And there's so many artists, musical artists right now. There's so many people doing podcasts right now. It's super saturated, oversaturated. So I feel like it kind of comes down to what is it about me or you or anybody that is going to make people want to watch over Netflix, over, you know, in my case, what's going to make somebody want to listen to me over all these other artists that are on the come up, all these other artists that have big songs. So that's why I say that I feel like it's just tough. Like, it's not easy because even if you are talented, I feel like it's come down more to money. How much money do you have to invest?
It's a bit, and also it's like, especially now more than ever, it's like so fucking like, depressing is not the word, but like when you see, you know, 12-year-olds lip syncing to a song someone else created, they didn't create dick, and they're up there lip syncing and getting like 5 million views, and you're like, how do I compete with that?
Yeah,
Like it'll like, but like I said, I fucking love this shit. Like I don't care. I'm gonna always do it.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm so glad I started doing stand up before I ever even thought of doing this shit.
Yeah.
All it was COVID pushed me into it. Like I can't perform, I can't do stand up. Like, and it was like at the worst time. I was just starting to get booked for shows. Right before COVID hit, I was just starting to book shows, and then I was like, oh, that was ideal. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. It just stopped doing it right when I was starting to pick up.
Yeah, another thing is how crazy or how fast things can turn around.
Yeah.
And how life can change.
You just
so fast.
You just don't stop, man. Like, just don't, like, and I ain't really big on like inspirational speeches, especially on this goddamn show. If anything, it's like, you're going to jail. I just don't give up on what I love doing. Don't give up on your dream. Like, nah, man, it's kind of like what it is, and just but so many words. There's a lot of dick and shit jokes in between there.
But yeah, like, can you adapt?
Yeah.
To what's going on, and you know, life is life is still good. We have food and shelter and clothes, and you know, we're not sick. So like, life is still good, but
yeah, that's why, man, I always like appreciate everything that I have. Like, if you live in America, you're already in the top 1%.
Yeah.
I mean, and then, you know, I understand if even people here in America have it so, like, there's some people that have it worse than third world countries. I understand that, but we get to do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, that's what's so great. I mean, that's why we're so lucky.
Yeah.
And that's
why that's what motivates me. That's what you know, when I'm like, you know, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm like, what? I get to do this. I get to do this. This is,
Yeah,
I put everything in perspective.
Yeah, dude. Like,
and that's what it's just like. It just makes you happier as a person when you accept that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think it's definitely important just to look at what you have. You know, at least try and look at the glass half full, because so many people that I know and friends, and so many people are depressed and you know, have a lot of problems, and we all have problems, and
yeah,
life is hard.
Everybody's
you know?
got problems,
but it just sucks that things are so good, but also so bad. You know,
like there ain't no such thing as fucking depression in fucking Malaysia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's why.
Well, I've also,
and people are gonna probably.
Well, yeah, I mean,
hate me for saying this.
Every case,
but
is
I
different.
don't care. Like, there's no such thing as depression and anxiety in third world countries. They just fucking deal with it. Like, and people are a lot tougher than you think they are. The human body is like, dude, I got hit by a car last year.
Wow.
On a bike. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I got fucking tattooed by a fucking car that ran a red light on a bike. I got fucked up.
Lucky to be here.
Dude, I've had, and this is like in my 20s, like I've had fucking drug-induced heart attacks. Like the human body is surprisingly very durable.
Yeah.
Than we think.
Well, I was watching something that was basically saying that there's a theory that a lot of the depression and anxiety can be helped by exercising and putting real food in our bodies.
Is silly and as simple as that sounds.
Yeah, well,
that's you.
But it makes sense though.
You get out of your body what you put into it.
I mean, our bodies need certain things to
fuel.
Work a certain way.
Like we need energy. We need fuel.
Right,
and that's how we get it. We get it through proteins. We get it through. I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor.
I'm not a doctor. Dude, the doctor would give you medicine.
I had this one set that I did. This is probably like over a year ago. I did a Dead Crow. And I was like, I know this is a big shock, but I don't do this for a living. I'm like, I'm actually a medical doctor. And like I said with a straight face, and I'm like, even y'all were buying that shit. We're like, yeah, right. It's like you blow out back.
Oh shit. I'm sure some doctors do blow.
Oh, dude, you go into a comedy club and everybody got blow. Someone's full of shit.
Oh yeah, some of those Jim Carrey stand-ups.
He had the whole like 80s and 90s, man. Sam Kinison.
Oh my god, Kinison was crazy,
dude.
Robin Williams.
Robin, dude, he was coked to the gills. Fucking Richard Pryor was coked to the gills. Bill Hicks, he did a bunch of drugs. You need to watch Bill Hicks. That's a funny motherfucker. He was during that 80s, 90s era. Mm-hmm. He's really good. He had this one job. I love this joke. He goes, yeah, you know, I'm from Canada. I came into America. Everybody wants, you know, a big guy with tan skin and white teeth, and I got white skin and tan teeth.
Nice.
Bill Hicks is the man.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace to that crazy bastard.
Yeah. A lot of good comedians.
More coming up, man. Fucking. You know who Bill Burr is? He started this thing on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube. It's called The Ringers. It's like new and like comedians that like just popped. Mm-hmm. And he's, you know, giving them like 20-minute like, you know, mini specials and like interviewing them on his set, and it's those are the people to look out for.
Yeah.
How does that one guy? He's so fucking funny. I'll have to look it up and send it to you, but yeah, dude, there's some fucking straight killers out right now.
Yeah. So, are you gonna be trying to do any comedy like through like something like this, like on camera, or as if you were doing a stand up? Or are you gonna stray away from that?
I can't bring myself.
Yeah,
dude. It's when I watch other comedians
Yeah.
do it, like
yeah,
I'm just like, oh my god, will you stop, please? You're embarrassing us.
yeah. Like
Because I don't like. They're like, oh, are you doing live or what is that thing? Zoom? Are you doing Zoom shows?
Mhm.
And I'm like, I feel offended that you would even ask me that because you know I don't do shit like that.
Well, I've seen some of them do
because everything I see on the show is off the cuff.
Mhm.
I mean, I might say a few taglines from some of my bits that I do, but like, no, I'm not on here working out new material.
Yeah,
It's like
some
that's
of the
lame. That's
comedian,
whack to me.
late shows that I like to watch. Whenever COVID hit, it was really interesting watching them without the crowd, and it really showed me how important the sound of laughter is.
Yeah,
because they're doing it in a live audience, and you never see the audience most of the time, but you hear the laughter.
It's all about timing. Stand up is, dude, a lot of it is timing.
Right.
You know, you say something and the audience is like,
they're waiting for it.
And they're like, and then I fucked her. And it was just like, you thought he was going to go that way with it, and he went bam. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe you just said that.
That's what makes it so good.
It's, yeah, you'll never see me do stand up on a live or like in the room. Like, dude, like, fuck that.
Yeah, man.
That's desperate. That's like, are you that? Start a podcast. If you're as narcissistic as I am, start a podcast. Don't embarrass us like that by doing Zoom stand-up shows. You know who I'm talking to.
It is dope that you actually have your setup like this.
Dude, surprisingly, this was fairly like manageable price wise.
Not too bad.
That, not so much.
Yeah, I'm serious.
I built that whole thing. I mean, I didn't build a
I was
refrigerator.
like, wow, that's a nice fridge.
No, I didn't build a refrigerator, but like, I drilled a hole in it and did the drain that goes down and all that shit with the CO2 tank in there. I didn't know how to do none of that shit. I just
YouTube.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm an electrician, man. I'm good with tools, you know. I do similar shit like this.
Yeah.
So I was like, just let me figure out how to do it. The only thing I got to worry about is where the coolant line's running. Because if you drill into it, you might as well throw the thing in the trash. It's worthless. If you hit one of those coolant lines, because the whole thing will go dead.
Okay.
Because it's all connected.
Right.
And if it's like punctured, you might as well throw it in the trash. So I had to. It's a crazy trick. You plug it in, you turn it on high, and you take rubbing alcohol and what is it? It's not baking soda. It's baking powder or something.
Okay.
Cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
You mix that together into a paste, and you smear it over top of it. In 15 minutes, it'll start to dry, and you'll see like a little phantom, like where the coolant lines are running. So I didn't have to tear the whole thing apart and figure out where the shits were.
There you go.
Because I was not about to spend another $600 on a mini fridge. Because that's a hard size to find used.
Right. It's dope, man. I like the setup.
Yeah, I'm kind of like picking at it little by little. Trying to find what works, what doesn't. I got like a little catering table cover from Amazon, but it's been on back order. I think they just fucking lost it. Because they already sent my money back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But these got lost. These cords got lost, and they sent my money back, and then I ended up getting them.
I've heard that happening.
Yeah, it happens, absolutely. It happens all the time.
Hey,
so I'm thinking it might still show up.
It's like just waiting, like hoping.
They sent me every penny back for both of these red cords here. And because I had to end up buying some. Because I couldn't wait for them. And yeah, they ended up showing up like a week later, and they sent my money right back in my bank account. And I was like, fuck me. All right, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, things are so backed up. I mean, with the postal service and everything, like,
Yeah.
it was taking some people, I heard, like months.
It's hit and miss. It really is. Like some shit I've gotten like quicker than they projected.
Right.
And some stuff, like I can even notice it at work, like as far as like light fixtures and shit go. Like I was supposed to get lights like 2 weeks ago on a job, and I haven't got them yet.
Still waiting.
Yeah. So I told him, I was like, I'm not gonna start this job until you get everything here, like.
Yeah.
Because I don't order the light fixtures. I bring like the plugs and the switches and shit. But no, I don't provide the lights. They do that.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting time that we're in, man. I'm wondering what is the next step, and are we gonna get shut back down? You know.
Are you planning? You ever consider doing like outdoor shows?
I mean,
you can book them and stuff. Like, dude, my buddy Sean does this, and if you want to, like, I mean, this is if you want to. My buddy Sean does stand-up shows like I do. You know, he puts like 6 to 8 comics on a like a showcase, and then after that he does like a musical act.
Oh, nice.
Would you want to do that?
Yeah.
And it will pay. I mean, not great, but
yeah, man.
It'll pay.
I'd be totally down to do something. Like, I like to.
And I put I'll put it's like and then music, whatever.
Yeah, just music by Reef Marley or something like at Reef Marley.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
like,
like,
that's the thing. Like I completely work with anyone who's on my lineup.
Yeah,
because I just like I want them. Because it is super cool. It's like my first show that I'm like actually producing myself. And I got all of my first choices, like all of my first picks I got. And I'm like, I fucking love you guys. Like this business is all about relationships, man.
Right.
It really is.
Right.
If people like you, that goes. That's why I try to be like polite and nice to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. You really never know.
Because I want to, also. It's not fake shit. It's like because I want to.
Nah, it's genuine.
Yeah.
It's better to live like that.
Fuck yeah, because
I feel like,
and it's not like, oh, what can they do for me? It's just like, because you never know what if someone's like, someone dropped out at the last minute, and you're on the fence about someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true. You really never know, and putting positive energy into the world. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
There's not enough of it.
In whatever situation, especially when you're doing business or at a job, especially if you're at a job that you don't want to be at, where nobody really wants to be at, but we have
really
bills to
gives a
pay.
shit. Yeah.
We have
they
bills to
care, but
it's like, let's get through this together and try and be positive.
That's what, dude. That's all I fucking try to preach at both my electrical job and this. Like I try to like lift everybody. Like I can tell you're like. That's why I got to like I try to hit all the mics I can. Like I can see people that are like working hard, and I'm like, I'm gonna give them a break. I'm gonna put them on one of my shows. I know they haven't been doing it long, but they're fucking working their ass off.
Yeah.
And you know what? They might need this. I'm gonna put them on the show. Let me give them 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's all.
And then he goes up there and he fucking kills it. And
exactly.
It just like I love because someone did that for me.
Right.
And I feel like that's how it should go.
Yeah. Everybody needs a break.
Yeah.
Need a chance.
People can notice when you're working hard and when you are serious about it and when you're just kind of like fucking around.
Yeah. So have you ever thought about taking your talent somewhere else?
That's the plan for post-COVID.
Yeah. Whenever that happens, hopefully we got probably a year.
Hopefully we're not the United States or China yet.
Yeah.
By then. But yeah, dude, I'm planning on. And I've been like squirreling away every fucking penny I can for the past while. And it's hard trying to, I had to get new PA speakers and a new microphone and mic stand for that show coming up. and they don't give that shit away.
Right. Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like, people don't understand. Like, you don't just show up to these venues and they got a microphone for you and like, nah, you got to bring that shit.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way, and I embarrassed myself one time.
Really?
Luckily, I didn't like promote it and do all that shit. I just like showed up and I was like, hey, after the guy playing guitar gets off, can I do 5 minutes? And you're like, I don't give a fuck. And then like the guy was like packing up. I'm like, where are you taking it? And he's like, motherfucker, this is mine. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I understand now.
Yeah, but depending on the venue.
Right. No, it's like Dead Crow.
Yeah, some places have it all set up, which is really nice. But yeah, not everywhere is gonna be like that.
And then like you run, like if it's your shit, you run the risk of shit fucking up, and that's why I brought everything brand new. Yeah, I bought everything brand new. Like I didn't go cheap on none of this shit. I was like, oh, I could order this off Amazon. Like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, it's. I went to one of the nice music stores in town and just got all that shit.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, that's. I don't try to. On the shit I care about, I don't cheap out on it.
Yeah. But it gets so expensive, man.
Yeah.
It really does.
That's why, like, sometimes, like, my family thinks I'm crazy. Sometimes I feel like that too when they're like, so when are you gonna like make money from this?
Right.
I'm like, hey, why don't you worry about your third husband that's cheating on you?
Well, I mean, you have a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you pay your bills?
Yeah.
All right.
That's the thing. Like, I know that none of this could happen without me taking care of my first priority,
right,
which is making money,
right,
and living. Because this, I mean, I don't get it twisted. This is a fucking hobby.
Yeah, but it could be a business.
I mean, you know, sometimes I make money off of it,
right?
But they don't understand. There's levels to this shit.
Absolutely.
Like, you can make, you know, 50 grand a year doing this. That's not like killer money, but that's a living. And if you can live within your means, you know, and you can be happy doing what you love, you never have to work a day in your life. If I can wake up at 1 in the afternoon, go fucking get you something to eat, smoke a blunt, have a few beers, go on stage for an hour, talk shit, and then fucking party.
Well, it really is about perception, and everybody wants to tell others how they think that life is supposed to be lived. Right.
I don't want that picket fence with the golden retriever.
That's like, if that's what you want,
I don't want
that's
that
cool. You know, and I think there's a difference in trying to help somebody or trying to push your
talking down to them, man.
Talking down, trying to push what you think is how things are supposed to be, trying to push that on somebody else. Like, because not everybody is the same. Not everybody's like you.
Will be like, you need to, you know, smoking pot is bad, and it's like, just because you have a prescription for Xanax and drink wine all night long does not make you better than me. Like, just because it's legal and you get it from the doctor and you can go to the store and get wine does not make you better than me because I smoke pot.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's just, it should be your choice without judgment.
And that's like, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of like the political climate has kind of forced people to like no, my way is like no, and it's like you shouldn't put people in a box.
It's really interesting how our whole political government, whatever, is set up with red and blue.
Like there's only
as a division.
Yeah,
it's like two things against each other.
And then if you come out as like, hey, I support a third party, they look at you like you're a fucking Nazi, and it's like, what? It's just like, I'm sorry, I can think for myself.
Yeah, it's like we're kind of, seems like we're kind of low key being set up for division. It's like you have to be on one side or the other, and it's like, wait, why is it set up like this? It's like a predetermined that there's going to be one side versus the other side.
And people don't understand. All those people, red, blue, they're all on the same team, by the way. Trump and Biden are probably behind a closed door laughing at all of us. Like, we swindled them motherfuckers. I really believe that with all my, I really, all of those political people that you see fighting with one another, they're all on the same team. Corporate America. Corporate America runs this country. And they don't give a fuck about America because they have dealings in all countries all over the world.
Yeah, we're just uninformed.
So I do what the fuck I want to do. Like, I don't let politics consume my life. It doesn't matter who's president. I'm gonna do the same thing tomorrow. Like, people that break down and cry and have temper tantrums because of who's elected president.
Right.
Like, your parents should have beat you as a child because.
What was I think Chappelle was saying, he was like, you remember, what did he say? You remember life before COVID?
Because I do.
He's like, I do. There was a mass shooting, a school shooting every week.
Somebody had to lock up these murderous whites.
Yes, that's so great. But, you know, that's so interesting.
Funny.
And that's what I think is, we keep going back to comedians, but what is so great about Chappelle is that not only is he extremely funny, he's also profound. The things that he says are thought-provoking, and they're deep, and they're truthful. And it's like looking at something from a different point of view, and it's like, you know what? I didn't even see it like that.
Dude, that's why I hate it when people say, comedians don't change people's minds.
Not what?
Yes, they do.
Not anybody.
Richard Pryor did. Richard Eddie Murphy did. Paul Mooney did. Even though all the allegations against him, whatever. Paul Mooney says some profound shit. And he's like, it's harsh, but it's true.
Yeah, I've only heard, I learned about Paul Mooney from Chappelle Show.
Ask a black dude.
And so I've only seen a little bit of his stuff, but I can just tell by the way that Chappelle respects him. And then
he's a pioneer of black comedy.
Right.
He was as far as Pryor goes is, no, I don't care. I'm gonna say what I feel.
Right.
And like, I don't care about your corporate money. I'm gonna say what I want. And he wrote for Pryor. He wrote a lot of jokes for Pryor.
That's interesting.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I think the whole writing for another artist is interesting.
I could do that. I could get down with that. But then again, the only thing that would suck is you couldn't yourself tell that joke anymore. Ever again.
No, it's not.
Because the word, but
you got paid for it.
That's like an instant career ender is joke thief. Like, you're done. You're done. There's no coming back from that. Ever. You're never respected again. So, like, once you I would hate to give up, there's no way. I would never sell that meth joke for $1 million. I wouldn't. I would never sell that meth joke. I don't care who comes along.
Yeah, that one stuck with me. That was funny.
Well, actually, they couldn't. It's already out there. I already did it on stage. It's on YouTube and all that shit. They couldn't. But yeah, like a joke like that, I couldn't. I don't think I could. I could give that up. It's like going out back and having to shoot Lassie. Like that's tough.
Yeah. For sure. So how did you come across my content?
I think we were Facebook friends. Matter of fact.
Was it? What did we become friends?
Probably because
recently?
we know. No.
Or have we been friends?
Yeah, I think so. And I was sitting I've been dude, my brain has not stopped thinking for the past I don't know how long about who I can get on and writing stand up and doing like I said, I can't wait to take the holidays off. I've been working hard as
Nice
possible,
break.
but like thinking who I can get on, who's is like a Wilmington, mini celebrity, and I got I can't say it yet. I'll tell you off camera, but I got this one guy coming up that's pretty fucking cool.
Nice.
And like I just see people who's like really like doing like cool shit in Wilmington, and I think like something had came across my feed, and I was like, let me just ask. That's how I got, dude. That's how I got the Sour Barn gig.
Yeah.
I just asked.
Yeah, it's interesting how powerful that can be.
Because I don't ask people on my show. I'm very particular about who I bring on my show. Very particular. Like I don't ask you if I don't really like respect what you're doing as an artist. Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I'm glad you came on. This is fucking. I like to bring like people of like all walks of life on here because I feel like I can take something away from every single episode because everyone's different. Everybody has different life experiences.
Yeah,
I love having a different perception, brought to my attention, and it's like, okay, that was something that I didn't even know that I didn't know.
Right. I definitely feel that. Like everybody, I think that you can learn something from everyone. Just like you said, everybody has their own experiences. But yeah. So
You want another one?
I'll take one more.
All right.
Thanks. So I used to do. So I was like a Wilmington, like small time event coordinator.
Yeah. You like
about-
produced and put on shows and shit?
About 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a few of your videos did like some numbers, and I was like, oh shit.
So, but when I first started, like the very first show that I tried to book, it was really interesting how it worked out and how basically went into the venue, talked to the owner said yes, and that was my first show.
Yeah.
And then I
That's
was
exactly, dude. That's exactly. It literally is cut and dry as that.
like, and I was like,
It literally is cut and dry as that. I asked, they said yes, and I said sweet. I'll see you then.
right. And it was just like, there was a moment there where I was like, that was extremely easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but don't get me wrong, there was plenty of other times that I walked into a venue.
Dude, there's been.
and they looked at me crazy.
I won't say I'm on camera because I still want to fucking perform there. There's a lot of people I hit up and I can tell they left me on red. And I was like, fuck you, but not really. But
Right.
that hurt my feelings a little bit.
Yeah, but it's part of it though.
Yeah, like of course.
And
like,
it hurts to be overlooked.
But like I said, that's what separates the people that really want to do it.
Grind.
Because like that's it. Like I said, like especially when you go up on stage and bomb or like,
Right.
you get told no, and it's like sometimes it's not even a simple no. It's a fuck no.
Right.
And I've gotten a bunch of those before, and that's
You gotta go do that.
But you gotta just keep don't stop. Keep like that's the one thing that I keep hearing over and over again from like the biggest comics.
Yeah.
Is write and get on stage.
Yeah.
As much as possible. It doesn't matter if you do good or bad. Eventually, the more you get on stage, you got to do it to get better. You can't just think about doing it. You can't practice. You just got to do it.
It holds true to so many different parts of life.
Yeah, electrical was the same way. I could look at all the YouTube videos. I could read about it, but until I went out in the field and did it.
Oh, hands-on is so much different.
Yeah, you got to do it to do it. Basically.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder about our education system.
It's a fucking. It teaches us to put our heads down, work in our cubicles, and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I've heard some different conspiracy type things.
Yeah, they want us to be robots.
Yeah.
Be productive and don't ask questions because we wrote these textbooks.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? We can say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
We can say Mars is purple if we want. Y'all will believe it because it's in a textbook and it's been beaten into your fucking skull for 12 years
Mars
in
is
public
purple?
school. Yeah. Like I thought the Earth was flat.
But yeah, very interesting. And then, you know, if you question things, then yeah, you're a conspiracy theorist.
And it's so like, and that's the thing I like about conspiracy theories. Some of them aren't theories. Some of them
Some of them have been proven, but you still want to say it's a conspiracy theory because it sounds so crazy.
And what sucks is that the people that are like, oh, 9/11 didn't happen.
Oh, God, that's a whole thing right there.
Like they were going to, now this is true. They were going to have some kind of Senate meeting or some kind of like big thing about what happened to these billions and trillions of dollars of defense money the day after 9/11. All those files and all of those documents were in the Trade Center. And this was like part of like the President of the United States cabinet.
Right.
Involved all of these people, big high-ranking people. I'm not saying I know it happened, but all of this is quite fishy.
Yeah.
If it was like just that, okay.
Yeah.
But it's the so many little things. Like the Pentagon is like literally has the best and most advanced technology on planet Earth. That's the best video you have on the plane crash? This is the most guarded place on planet Earth. The Pentagon of the United States of America. That's the one and best video you have on that. Yeah. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. And then, but that, which is something that is like definitely a high possibility, gets lumped into the people that believe that lizard people are controlling the Earth. And that's what sucks about it. Yeah. You're just automatically lumped in with the crazies.
Exactly, yeah. So, just don't know what to believe out here.
Dude, it sucks, man.
That's
it's
how
like,
I feel.
But then, like, see, that's what like gets me. Is like, even if this is true, what am I gonna do about it?
Yeah. Yeah, it comes down to
like yeah, Donald Trump is a reptile. Okay, I have to go to work tomorrow.
Right. It's like, what am I supposed to do about it?
Like that's crazy. That's gonna blow my mind. I'm probably gonna talk about it tomorrow at work. But
life goes on. Yeah. That's true.
That's what gets me about the people that obsess about the Epstein thing. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
The Queen's son, yes, he fucked underage women. We all know this. It's awful. Nothing's gonna, like, unfortunately, nothing's gonna happen. There's nothing we can do about it, and there's, like,
that's true.
We're so far away to being able to do anything about the situation. It's unfathomable to people. I don't get the people that obsess about that shit. It ruins their lives.
No, that Epstein stuff
it's schizophrenia. That's what it is.
When it first dropped, I was really interested in that too. Like,
yeah,
because it was
crazy.
All the information, and then it being tied in with so many other things, and then Clinton being involved, and all these other high-profile people being involved. It was like,
yeah, it's great because some of the people, it's like,
really
what?
Yeah,
like I saw the flight log. It's like,
yeah,
it's like people you wouldn't even think of.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker.
Smokey wouldn't do that.
Smokey, why Smokey? No, I'm not saying he did anything.
Nah.
He might have just been.
I don't know. He might
getting
be
an
the
investment
manager. Like
he might have just wanted to go to St. Thomas.
I don't know, and I'll never know.
We'll never know.
Little St. James.
Little St. James. But
yeah, I was on that little Epstein trip for like a couple of days, and I was like, wait a minute.
So my theory was that's why Chris Tucker he says like he's giving his life to God, and he wouldn't
see him no more.
He wouldn't do another Friday movie, So my theory, and then it comes out that he was hanging out with Epstein. So my theory was, and please forgive me, all the fans. And I know I shouldn't even.
No, this is like I said.
Oh yeah,
this covers your ass, right?
Well,
here.
the disclaimer.
That's
no, because I don't want to.
Wow,
because I don't know, but it's just a theory that maybe he was doing some really evil, bad stuff on that island and during that time, and maybe he got around the wrong people.
They took care of him financially,
and then he was like,
and
"I'm not coming back to Hollywood ever again."
This is my theory on this. Isn't it weird how Hollywood will only allow one or two black comedians to really flourish like everybody else?
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, you know what? It's Kevin Hart's turn. We'll take care of you. But it's Kevin Hart's turn. Because Chris Tucker's amazing.
Right.
Like, there's if you released all of these comics at the same time, dude, oh my god, movies and entertainment would be so much different, man.
I think all of it's controlled in a way.
Yeah, it's all, dude. It's the powers that be that are literal planets. They're trillionaires.
Yeah, like I think there's just a lot of behind the scenes stuff. There always has been. There always will be, and we will always wish that we could do more. And maybe there is more that we can do. And
people are just too comfortable. See, that's the thing. That's why the masses of people will not band together. It's because people are comfortable and they're complacent.
Yeah.
And they're like, we just don't want to stir the pot. And most Americans are too fucking fat anyways for a revolution. if I'm real about it. We're too fat and lazy as a country to fight.
Yeah, I think that like a problem will be noticed, but then it's like, okay, we noticed a problem, but like, what do we even do?
Where do we start?
Where do we start as regular, common folk?
Because we've seen how crazy that protests and riots can get, and literally nothing comes of that. So what more can we like? That's as crazy as as bad as wild as it gets. Like, what more can we do? Like, what can't? Like I said, where do we even start? What do we do? They don't give a fuck. They don't listen to us. No matter what we do, even though how many people that we band together and try to stand up for what's right, it doesn't matter, and that's what's so frustrating. But
it is frustrating.
I'll still stick by it. This is the greatest country on earth.
I'm happy to be here.
We do what the fuck we want to do.
Right. There's a lot going on.
We want to do.
But oh my god, to be able to just be like, oh, I want to go on a walk on this beautiful day.
Yeah.
And just go walk around. It's like, even something as simple as that is crazy. Or to be like, I want coffee. I want to go get some food.
Yeah.
I don't have to cook. I'm just gonna go.
I want to go to jambalaya, and then I want to fucking throw it at a cop, and then and I can get away with it this day and age. Just scream BLM, and you can get away with it. I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm a comedian. I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Yeah, shit's crazy right now, and I do hope that I wish that the presidential transfer would be going a lot smoother, because I feel like
I knew from the jump Trump will never admit he's wrong or that he's been beaten,
right,
ever.
But I feel like it's just causing more chaos and stirring up the pot more. Like, if Biden could just, if everything could just go smooth, I feel like the tension and what feels like the separation in America would at least go down a little bit.
That's funny. That's exactly what I posted on Saturday.
Really?
I posted, I went, whew. I said, we can finally take a breath.
Yeah, like
I said, yes, I understand there's flaws on both sides.
Right.
I said, but this is probably what's best for the country. We can take a little breather.
Yeah. Yeah. it's just, I hate to even consider or even talking about politics, because no matter which way I go with it, you don't win.
Right.
There's always
It's like, it is like 50-50.
somebody from one side is gonna say, "Oh, you know, you're fucked up because you don't know about this and you feel this way," and the other side is saying, "Oh, you're fucked up.
You need to check your privilege." It's like,
and yeah, that
it's like, oh
that
my God.
too.
I can't even, like, yeah, you're right, sure, you're right. I have to go now. Like, and it, like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Well, it's just like,
And like, like, if you tell people, you're like, I'm just not political, and you're like, no, let me tell you something, buddy.
right.
And it's like, you get that.
It's so
and it's like,
slippery.
oh my
It's like,
God.
I just don't even want to be a part of
I
it.
hate that shit. It's like, and you see it you can't go anywhere without seeing that shit.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
It's
I hate
definitely
it.
pushed on.
Mostly out of the fucking boomers. In lines at the grocery store. You can see it when they're rustling, you know, it's like a longer line. You can see by the way they're standing, moving around, you're like, this motherfucker's gonna start small talking with me. I'm not about it.
COVID. We can't talk to nobody.
Like, oh, this is like, I hate this shit more than anything. And he's gonna say some kind of fucked up, ignorant shit. And like, I'm gonna be like, no. And like, he's like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
It's mostly from the boomers.
Yeah, if I had a choice, I would just say that I am neutral, and the reason being
I don't
is
care.
I don't feel like we get enough information to make a really educated decisions sometimes, and I just feel like it's tough to make a really good decision when you don't know what to believe and you don't have all the information. You have part of the story on both sides.
You know what we are? We're mushrooms. We're kept in the dark and we're fed shit.
Yeah. Did you ever watch much South Park?
Dude, I love South Park.
So I always think about the episode where they're voting for the new mascot, the school mascot, and their choices are they have to choose between
douche
a giant douche or a turd sandwich.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And like one of them doesn't want to vote. He's like, I don't want to vote for either of them. And they like, and then Diddy comes out and he's like, vote or die, motherfucker. And like holds a gun to him.
It's so funny.
And it's just like, yeah, right. You know, they hit it right on the head.
I don't want Jake Gyllenhaal telling me that I need to vote. If I feel like if you have to push it in people's faces that they need to vote, that's not good. Because that means they don't want to. You know, you have to vote. You have to vote. You register to vote. You register to vote. You have to vote. And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I've never seen this before in my life. I am so glad that this election is over, so I'll stop getting these goddamn political texts on my phone. Yes, I know that Cal Cunningham fucked around on his wife. Please stop texting me.
Or is it Tom Tillis?
No, it was Cal Cunningham.
Okay,
because I had
okay.
60 fucking texts from
Okay,
him.
I'm sorry.
Please stop. I know this.
That's the only
Oh
thing that I
God,
know
a fucking
about.
senator fucked around on his wife. Shocker.
Dude, they will throw dirt on each other. It's crazy how savage they are.
Dude,
Like,
Senate's
how
worse
much
than the
money?
presidential. The movie The Campaign with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis was as accurate as it gets. They are,
I haven't even seen
dude, they
that
are
one.
sociopaths. Like, dude, the Senate is, woo. Like I said, there's no rules. Like, oh my God, if there's videos circulating,
They're savage, man.
oh God, I couldn't do it.
They're savage.
There's, I got a little bit of, heart. I couldn't do that shit. Like, that's just downright evil.
No.
And they just keep commercial after commercial. Cal Cunningham doesn't respect the military. He slept with a military wife. And it's like, damn, dude.
Damn,
This
Cal.
is not cool. It's getting worse. Like, I understand. Like, I'll tell you about that after I'm not going to talk about that on this. Because I don't know who's watching. But it's like, and then they text, and then they just like, I'd get endless text about it on my phone.
Yeah, like you said, it's a breath of fresh
It's
air
like,
for
wow.
it to be over. honestly.
It's like you can't do you can't go to Dunkin' Donuts and get a job. They're like, no, we know who you are. It's like you've ruined that man's life in North Carolina.
Oh, right. His
Everybody hates that.
What about his wife? Imagine his wife. What if they're still
embarrassed
together?
her more than anything, probably.
She probably doesn't even want to leave the
Because
house.
she's like, I'm not going back to doing hair.
She's like, everyone in the world knows what you did.
That's what I said. It probably embarrassed the shit out of her because she's not going to leave him. You know, I'm not going back to Roanoke Rapids and living in a single wide.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. It might get so bad where she might be like, you know what? For my sanity, I'm leaving you.
And then there's senators, so they're like, they graduated from Harvard Law, so they're like, you're not getting a dime. And like I said, yeah, there's senators, so they're sociopaths. They're like, I'm keeping the kids. You are going.
And the dog. And the house.
Yeah. You are going back to Leland, North Carolina.
Oh, God.
And it's, yeah. Like I said, and like even that movie, The Campaign, like she knew about his mistress and she was like, God damn it, you got caught.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, she didn't care.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the
It
lifestyle.
It is kind of humoring how they tell us what to do, and they are like literally the nation's worst people. Mitch McConnell is the poltergeist.
Yeah, they have the power.
Yeah,
But they get elected too.
that's crazy how like even our founding fathers warned us about this, about our government getting too big. Like, I don't know how many like thousands of people like live luxury from like they're a public servant. That's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you like living in like a 20,000 square foot house?
Oh yeah.
And like,
Who knows, man?
like, why did you just accumulate $2 billion last year?
Right.
Like your salary is like 200 grand or whatever it is. Like, like, why isn't that brought up?
Right. See, I don't know. I don't know enough about all those big time numbers and what goes in with taxes and what goes in with inheritances. And
They rub shoulders with big tech, big pharma.
right. That's what I think.
Big tobacco.
Yeah.
That's why you don't have any, nearly as much regulations.
Right.
As you
Exactly.
do, and I feel like it targets the poor. And they know this.
Oh, absolutely.
And they know that this world is overpopulated. Oh, I can straight Alex Jones you on this shit.
Yeah. Like. Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
I mean, it definitely does.
That's why you see all these like, salmonella killed X amount of people.
Right.
It wasn't rich people.
Right. It definitely seems like we're kind of, back to conspiracy theories. We're kind of in like this kind of death trap video game type thing, almost, where there's so many different things now that can kill you, and it's almost like they're working against us, like even in ways that we don't realize, like with the food and
because you see a woman in Landfall who's 55 years old and it's like, damn, I would fuck you. And then you go up to motherfucking Chuck E. D's bar up there and see a 55-year-old woman and you're like, you're about to die.
Right.
It's like I said, it's the rich versus the poor.
Yeah,
they
man.
they know that we can't afford that fucking. They know who eats that food that gets all the pesticides and all the bullshit on it.
Yeah, I was watching something, and it's interesting how when you're riding through North Carolina, there's a lot of rural areas, but you always see a Dollar General, and then always Dollar General.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck owns Dollar General? But and then if you look in the communities that maybe aren't so well off, there's usually a Dollar General.
Mm-hmm.
Dollar General sells food too.
You see it here too.
Everywhere.
You see it here a lot.
Everywhere, it seems like.
And it's like, wow, that's an odd spot.
So then also think about a lot of people that aren't very well off and they don't have a car.
Dude,
they have to walk or they have to bike, and guess what is right there? Dollar
Why
General.
don't you see no motherfucking movie theaters? Why don't you see any I mean, it literally blows my fucking mind. They, like, when people say it's systematic racism, it even goes down to that. We don't want to put any sort of money or wealth in your community. We know you don't, the public bus transportation only goes to certain places.
Right.
And yeah, we'll give you $1, General.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And that's how they treat people that's lower income. And
dude, that food will kill you. That food is killing us.
They fuck you over and they expect you to say thank you. They expect you to thank them for them fucking you over.
It's a shame. It's really a shame. And I feel like it just comes back to like money being the root of all evil type thing. I mean, these products are made the lowest quality possible.
I said, from China. Most of it's from China because it's all about big corporations and they have businesses other than the United States. And they don't care about America's interests.
No,
they care about their bottom line. And so like they even target a certain demographic or a certain geographical area.
So I was watching something recently. I'm always watching something, but it was Bill Gates, and he was showing how if we basically, the healthier we get, the less, as an overall population, the less children that we have. So if instead of trying to like kill the population with whatever, if that's what's going on.
Yeah, you see a lot of poor people spitting out 6 kids.
Right. So if we were to make the population, the world, healthier and healthier and healthier, then it was by like, I forget when he said, but our population growth is going up extremely fast. But if health keeps getting better, it's actually going to curve over and start to go down. That's at least what he said.
Bill Gates also said that he wants to shoot dust particles into the sun, and all the top scientists were like, "Don't do that."
Dust particles.
It's for like to try to fix global warming, and they were like, "No."
Yeah.
It's like all the top scientists were like, "No."
Yeah.
And he also had, I don't know. This is also some shit that you get fucking pulled for saying. So. Yeah, Bill Gates is a gangster. He don't fuck around. You talk about old Billy Boy and they'll pull you.
I mean, he's got enough money to do whatever he wants. I don't know what his real agenda is. I mean, he seems like he's wants to look out for the greater of mankind, but I mean, we don't really know what's going on.
It's like Jeff Bezos, like he owns so much shit. And it's like, I heard him laugh one day, like, that motherfucker ain't looking out for us. That's an evil man.
By his laugh, you can tell.
I'm like, whoa. That's a James Bond villain. It was like a forced laugh. It was weird.
Yeah, that man's...
Because it was like, he was like working this like robot thing that could like do tasks of a human. And he was just like, it was like such an evil, maniacal laugh.
Right.
It was terrifying.
So I got
and everybody was around clapping and everything. I'm like, you're all going to die.
Right. Would you connect yourself to the internet when it becomes available?
I'll never put a chip in myself.
You won't connect your brain or your body to the internet?
Never.
See, I think that's gonna be the real new world order.
It's the mark of the beast. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think
the people that don't get it are going to heaven. And like, dude, I don't care. Like, what people call me crazy, I don't care. I believe in God. Like,
you say what?
I believe in God.
Oh, okay.
Like, I do.
Yeah.
Like, I always have.
Yeah. That's how.
And so, like, I believe, like, you put a chip in someone, like, that's the mark of the beast. Call me crazy. I don't care. Hey.
I mean, you're not really a human anymore, are you?
I have a 50-50 shot of being right or wrong about heaven or hell. Or any of this.
I know this theory.
You know what I mean by this?
I know where you're going with this.
And I genuinely mean this because I've seen God work in my life. I've made it through situations where I should have died.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
shouldn't have made it.
Something,
And something
right?
came through.
Something.
And like I've always had faith. I believe in God.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what anyone says to me. I don't care who I'm around. Like I don't care if everyone around me believes different.
Yeah.
I'm not. I will never go against what I believe to fit in or just go along. I don't care. I'll be that 1 in 100 person to be like, no, I believe in God. Like I don't play that.
And that's what's great about being here and having free will. You know, some places you would get killed.
Yeah.
You know, for speaking out on the way that you really feel about things, and it's great. And your faith, I think, is great too.
Now, I'm not going to put a Bible in your face and talk to you
right.
about, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Like, no, I'm not going to be that type of person. Like, I don't go to church, like, but I try to do the right thing. I believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, you know, but yeah, that's as far as I try to do the right thing, and I believe in that. And I know I'm not perfect, and I feel like that's the main part of it, you know, but I try.
Yeah, I've never like read the Bible all the way through, but it really seems like it's trying to set you up to live a life of positivity and being kind-hearted.
Don't just worry about yourself.
Do unto others
right
as you want others to do unto you.
My grandparents lived. My grandfather passed 2 years ago, but my grandma, like, they picked strangers up on the road and like drove them across town and like they were like rude to them and were like, I need $20 and like gave it to him. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
Like, why are you doing this? And he's like, well, she needed help. And I'm like, what? And like a lot of people I couldn't really fathom it. But that's just how they've always lived, is they've lived for other people because they've got it and they don't. And they're like, you know,
It's so interesting.
And that's how they've always lived.
My grandparents are like that.
And that's why nothing bad has ever happened to them. I believe that. Because so many times they picked up people that would probably murder them and take their money in a blink of an eye, probably. That's just people they are. They worked at the food shelters downtown. And I feel
my
like
grandparents are like that too.
That's what protected them. Like, they were doing everything in the goodness. They didn't want money for it. They just did it because that's what, like, I feel like that's what protected them. They were in the belly of the beast at like 70 years old.
Yeah, man. My grandparents are like that too. They're just always willing to help and to give. And honestly, I feel like sometimes they give more than they should. And I don't think it's bad to help people, but it's just, I guess it's somewhat of a letdown, you know, because it seems like when you're a giver and you're a helper, that it doesn't really come back around a lot of the time. Or maybe just now, it does. In this life, it doesn't come back around. Maybe it comes back around, you know, another time, but
they just believe in people so much. They just want to believe that no one could ever do anything wrong. They believe everyone's a child of God, and they just believe everybody's good.
Yeah.
Not everybody's good.
Yeah.
And people take advantage of them. And
but
people will rob them blind.
I'm really happy that I had the influence of my grandparents, actually, because they did have those values and they did fall onto me. And I've gone through a lot of different, you know, periods in my life, and I like to think that as humans, we're always learning and progressing and becoming better, hopefully, smarter, learning more.
We always want to
evolving, you know. So I'm definitely a different person than I have always, you know, been at different times. But now that I've gotten a little older and I see things, I guess, in a more mature light, I really appreciate the way that my grandparents live and, you know, how nice they were and how they didn't, you know, I got lucky to be raised in the South, and my grandparents were not racist.
They're just that, dude. It's funny how
and people
you were describing my grandparents.
Yeah, so they're probably very similar. Funny. It's like
if my grandfather would have heard anyone say the N-word, he'd be like, I don't want to hear you say
oh my God, no, that would never go down.
But he wouldn't never say it in a violent or an attacking way.
Yeah.
He would just be like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, no, that would never go down in my crib. And it would be in a violent way.
And, there's been plenty of times where someone has been very rude to him, and I'm like, yeah, I'll meet you at the car. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. Because he's not like that, but guess what? I am.
Yeah.
You know, so
thank God for that, you know, because I think...
I'm so glad I was raised with some... Yeah, if it wasn't for my grandparents, I'd probably be dead.
Right.
Like, they're in jail forever. But, like, they instilled, like, some sort of morals and values onto me.
Right.
You know, because I didn't, you know, my dad wasn't around.
Right.
You know, my mom was doing God knows what.
Yeah.
You know, she was fucking, you know, in her early 20s, single, and, you know, she's a fairly attractive woman. So,
yeah.
I've been with a lot of single 20-year-old women. They're fucking wild. They don't...
I mean, people want to live their life and have a good time, but you gotta understand that you have a responsibility when you do have a child. It's not about you anymore.
It seems like they didn't give a fuck. But, like, luckily, my grandparents were there as, like, the rock and the foundation. They're like, you know, don't worry, do whatever. We would love to take them.
Right.
Which
was very lucky for you, right?
It'd be so
bro. The same thing happened to me with my grandparents. My real parents were not fit parents. My grandparents took me in and raised me. They didn't adopt me. They just straight up took me.
I lived with my grandparents for a long time.
Yeah, and it's just like it's a blessing because you know, if they hadn't done that, who knows where I would have ended up.
Because we were in Section 8 and shit like that at the time, living in, you ever heard of Creekwood?
Yeah. You live in Creekwood.
And, you know, at a really young age, and, yeah, because she wasn't getting paid dick at the time, you know, and my dad wasn't around. And so luckily that they were there to just, like, y'all just come on.
Yeah.
And they took both of us in.
You know, is this a newer phenomenon? Or has it always been like this to where there were so many young parents that weren't able to step up and the grandparents had to take over?
I feel like this is definitely newer.
Because it's definitely common. I know a lot of people where their grandparents ended up raising them because their parents weren't.
Unfortunately, I hate to say it because I am in the entertainment industry. It's entertainment that ruined it, and then which formed into TV, turned into social media, what ruins a lot of relationships because there's too much out. There's too much distraction. There's just, you know, we're just bombarded with information, and it was a lot at one time. Like, just think of innovations throughout history, about how far spaced out they were.
Yeah.
Everything nowadays is just boom, 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 boom. And, like, we don't even have time to get our brains wrapped around the first thing before another mind-blowing thing comes out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's just because of the situation that I was forced into, but in my mind, I could never bring a life into this world and then not want to raise it and help it and make sure that it's safe and healthy and hopefully succeeds, whatever that means.
That's a part of, like, that's you.
Yeah, like, come on,
that's half of you.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, like, dude, like, I'm not gonna name drop just because I'm not like that. But I dated someone who, you know, for a little while, and then they got pregnant and had a kid, and I thought it was mine for like a year.
Oh,
and then it wasn't. Like I said, I'm not gonna say her name, but yeah, it was fucked up. And it took me a minute to get over that shit, but now it's just like, whew, I don't get to give up on my dreams yet.
Yeah. Yeah. You maybe dodged the bullet on that one. I don't know.
Yeah. She got a little husky
Oh, really?
since then, and she
Yeah,
spit out
that's-
another kid. So it was
Okay.
like, did I win in the end? Maybe.
Do you want to have kids one day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, my next thing is after COVID is to go on tour and hit
Right. It's hard to go
bar,
on
comedy
tour
club, and
when
it's
you
like,
have a kid.
I'm
have a
not even
baby.
interested in a girlfriend right now.
Right.
Like, not even close. Like, I'm way too busy. Way
Yeah.
too busy. Like, I can give you everything but time. That's what I tell them. I'm like, I can give you everything but time.
Yeah.
I just don't have it.
Yeah, dude.
That's something, you know, whatever. I enjoy what I do too much. Like, I'll never let a woman come in between what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Ever.
What if you really fall in love? Find the right one.
Like, the reason I'll fall in love, like, is because she, like, really digs what I do.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of, like, dude, there's been when I broke up with my last girlfriend, I want to say 4 months ago. Since then, like, cause she's kind of lazy, and like I wasn't really doing that many mics. It was COVID. I wasn't really pressured to do too many of them, so it was kind of like laid around. Like I went to work and shit, took care of my shit, but like, and then I broke up with her, and it's like something hit me. Like I started doing all this shit. Like ever since then, from like leaving her was like, so I was like,
sometimes it change. I mean, I think change is good. You know, but only you know and can tell what's best for you. You know, but I think it changed. Like every closed doors.
I'm not scared to change. Like I don't. Like, of course, I get comfortable in a situation, but I always want to.
I gotta use the bathroom.
You can either, if you want to, you can piss off the porch. I don't care where there is a bathroom here.
All right.
If you want to go to the bathroom, you go through that door, and it's second.
You want me to just go outside?
I don't care if you piss outside.
Yeah, we're back on the mics.
What's good? Okay, are we on Facebook too?
Yeah,
Okay.
I went ahead and I think I'm gonna start doing that. Doing the last like little bit of like 10, 15, 20 minutes of the last little bit of the episode on here.
So let me introduce myself
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
the Facebook Live.
Go ahead.
I'm Reef Marley, and I do hip hop music, and I also make YouTube videos. So please check me out on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. I have over 100 videos that consist of a lot of different things, pranks.
The Postmate Speedo is funny.
Yeah, pranks,
funny.
challenges, traveling, music videos, music. So you can find all my music under Reef Marley, and that you can find that on just about anywhere that you can stream music, such as Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, iHeart, wherever it is that you listen to music. Type me in, give me just one stream. It would really help me out. It's free, costs you nothing. You know, to go on YouTube and check me out.
It costs nothing to not be a dick.
No, I'm not.
That's
See, I don't
what
like
it
to
is.
force
I'm kidding.
I don't like to force my stuff onto people, but
Yeah, I'm
but you kind of have to.
I'm
you
definitely
know?
not like I just can't bring myself to be like, go ahead, smash that.
Right,
button."
right. Well,
No, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that. Like if you do, I will love you forever, and if you don't,
Right.
that's cool too.
exactly. Like
But
the content is still gonna come, but the support is what we need.
Yeah.
You know, it really helps
Just
out.
like especially like upcoming shows and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially like the Local Killers Comedy Showcase.
Plug.
That's gonna be November 19th at the Sour Barn. It's gonna be really good. Like seating, like I'm not joking when I say seating is limited. So like go ahead.
So how does it work with COVID? Like just come in with a mask.
Yeah, definitely come. Yeah,
Alright.
come in with a mask.
There's space.
Absolutely.
Do you have what? Is it
It's
like
out-
your own table or is it like
It's
rows?
outdoor. Everything is.
Oh, it's
sectioned.
outdoor.
It's outdoors.
Oh, that's
Everything is.
dope.
You know, all the seating is spaced out. But like I said, like seating is limited. Like they did give
Yeah.
me a capacity, unfortunately, to how many people I could have.
Right.
So like, go ahead and get tickets.
This is your first show.
This first show I'm producing myself. Like I've been features on like a shit ton of shows, but
That's awesome. That's big, man.
Yeah, dude, that's why I got, dude, the lineup I got is outstanding. Like, every comedian on there is better than me.
So it's all local? Are they all local Wilmington comedians?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even realize we had so many.
Dude, there's some funny fucking people here in Wilmington.
Really?
Like,
See, I
y'all
need to get on
can
this.
definitely check the lineup out on my page. It's fucking...
Nice.
You'll definitely know at least one person on there.
Yeah.
I'm just hosting it. I'm keeping that fucking energy going.
True shit.
You know, fuck that crowd in the face.
So for the Facebook Live viewers, we just did over a 2 hour podcast.
It's crazy how quick it goes on here.
So when's that gonna drop, or how does that work? Like
I do every Saturday at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Every Saturday at 4 p.m. I'll go ahead and like edit my videos and shit throughout the week in the audio, and I'll like pre-schedule it on all the platforms.
Okay.
And then I do it like, dude, I've had like a lot of people lately, and I was thinking about doing multiple ones, but then I just like I'm taking a little hiatus during the holidays, but I'm cranking out all these episodes so I can keep putting out content for you guys.
So Saturday at 4.
Yeah, Saturday.
Check it out. Send me well, I guess I could just record it off my phone, like screen record. Cause I'm figuring if you try to send that 2 hour,
I can
or you cut it down though. So
I can no, I put like the whole, like I can give you like our last like whatever we do on live, but on the last little bit of shit, I'll just give you my login to my YouTube and you can
you don't have to do that.
I don't care.
But no, I'll probably just take some little clip to put on my social media.
Yeah.
At Reef Marley, Instagram,
follow that,
Facebook,
and follow
my Twitter got hacked.
If you're on Twitch, you definitely need to follow the _Reaper_ show. Definitely need to do that.
Is that one yours?
No.
Oh,
no,
you're plugging for someone else.
It's my sponsor. Yeah.
Oh, your sponsor.
Yeah,
shout out to the sponsor, man.
Sponsor. Go ahead and follow him. He gives me money.
Big shout to the sponsor.
He gives me money to do this shit show of a fucking podcast.
No, I thought it was dope, man.
Yeah, oh no, I had a blast on
I'm glad you had me, man. I love anything to help.
Dude,
let me know.
I like to
something.
keep it all like local, because I can always tell the people that are like doing it, doing the thing.
Yeah, man, just grinding.
That's all it is. Like that's all it is. Like if you really want to like try it out and like be a comedian, you need to come out to the Bazaar. Which is on Castle Street, and you come every Monday. It's like it starts. Realistically, it starts around like 8 o'clock. But yeah, come out to the open mic. You think you can do what I do? Which I doubt any of you fucking can. I'm kidding. There's so many people that's way better than me in this town. But yeah, come out to the open mic. Whatever. If you're funny, you're funny. And if you're not, we'll tell you.
That'd be dope to check that out, man.
Yeah. Like I said, you come and do music, but I don't care.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's my elf.
What?
The Jingle Bells.
Oh, yeah. There I am.
So, I'm gonna roll out because we did just do 2 hours.
That wasn't the regular 1 hour
right. That
podcast I did.
But it felt like I was here for like an hour. But
dude, me and my one buddy did like it was a long fucking. I think it was like 3.5 hours. We did, and I only did the audio. I was like, dude, that's gonna fill up my whole fucking phone because it's like it's like high def shit, and it's.
Yeah, what you shooting at 4K?
Doesn't always come out good.
Shoot on the 4K.
Because sometimes it's like, dude, this is way too big of a fucking file.
Yeah.
Wild card.
Truly.
Weird.
I'll take one.
Really? Would you like one?
No, I gotta roll out. I appreciate it though.
We've been doing this for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Yep.
But
let's see if I can catch one.
Do you want me to throw it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Underhanded, please.
No, I'm gonna pitch it to you like a goddamn
And, like,
fucking
break the
football.
If she brought a TV out on Facebook Live, that would be so great.
Yeah, luckily no one knows who she is, so I can bury her in the backyard.
I didn't see anything.
You're fulfilling my dreams right now.
Thank
Good
you.
God.
I don't want to be part of this.
I love that.
So I did want to spit something
Go ahead.
before I go.
Yeah.
So yeah, please check me out, Reef Marley, on wherever you listen to your music. Both mics? Like,
Yeah. Go and give him a little.
Let it echo.
Yeah.
So this is about mental awareness, because I know a lot of us struggle with mental health, and it's a sensitive topic, so that's what inspired this. So I'm just gonna jump right in. Maybe it's time to be kind to your mind. This is mental awareness, searching for mental clarity. Got no time for therapy. It's a lot of challenges and chemical imbalances, leaving me with calluses. It turned me to an animal. I was born an orphan. I don't feel important. I don't have a fortune, but still I'm feeling fortunate. Not to hang it down, just how you're playing cards, and I guess I should have folded against all of these odds. When I started feeling hopeless, I just pray to the gods. Then I'm taking back my focus and I'm back on my job. Every breath I take, it make me feel grateful. Every time I sleep, I'm glad it's not in the street. Life is what you make it. I know I'm not an architect, bringing home the bacon till I finally have a heart attack. Thinking maybe money ain't the only place my heart is at. Society is fishy and I think they planning shark attack. Sun ain't always shining, but I don't even need that. They all have opinions, but I ain't asked for feedback. Some time to find the light, you just change your position. Somebody pass the light so I could flame what I'm twisting. Let's go.
Woo! Fuck yeah, dude.
Alright, y'all.
Golf
Thank you
clap.
so much.
What do you?
I appreciate y'all.
You want to see this guy after one of my? You want to do one of my? You want to follow up one of my shows?
I would love to be.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna do comedy and then we'll do a music act at the end.
Yeah, that would be.
That's
dope.
gonna be my next show, y'all motherfucker. We're gonna hit you over the fucking head with it.
Let me know. I'm
Yeah.
down anytime. Y'all, thank you for having me.
Dude, I appreciate you
This
coming
was
on,
dope.
buddy.
I appreciate the
Hell yeah.
hospitality.
Always.
He came through. He had wings on day.
Make these motherfuckers.
Unfiltered and offensive. It was a good
I
experience.
got shows coming out soon. Don't worry. They will be for sale before Christmas. Yeah, I'm that much of a fucking narcissist.